In this video, you will learn exactly what happens inside your body if you accidentally swallow a live bee. And trust me, the journey that tiny insect takes through your system is far more dramatic than you might expect. Imagine this. It is a beautiful summer afternoon. You are enjoying a cold glass of lemonade in the backyard. The sun is warm, the breeze is gentle, and everything feels perfect. You take a big sip, and suddenly you feel something buzzing against the back of your throat. Something alive, something angry. You have just swallowed a bee. Now your body becomes a battlefield, and the clock is ticking. So what happens in the first few seconds? The moment that bee hits the back of your throat, your swallowing reflex kicks in. Your epiglottis, that tiny flap of tissue above your windpipe, has a critical job. It must direct the bee downward into your esophagus and not into your airway. If everything goes according to plan, the bee slides down toward your stomach. But here is the thing. The bee is still alive, and it is not happy about its new surroundings. You will feel a strange scratching sensation as those tiny legs scramble against the walls of your esophagus. The bee is panicking, and in its panic, it may deploy its only weapon. Now we head to the most important question. Does the bee sting you on the way down? This is where your fate depends on one crucial factor: whether the bee manages to use its stinger before it reaches your stomach. If the bee stings the inside of your throat, you will know immediately. A sharp, burning sensation spreads across the soft tissue. For most people, this means localized swelling, pain, and a very uncomfortable few hours. Your throat may puff up slightly, making swallowing feel like trying to push a tennis ball through a garden hose. Fortunately, your immune system is ready for this problem. White blood cells rush to the area, and the venom, which contains a cocktail of proteins including melitine, is gradually neutralized. The swelling peaks within about 30 minutes and typically subsides within a few hours. You will last through this with nothing more than discomfort and a fantastic story to tell. But, and this is critical for roughly 2% of the population, the scenario changes dramatically. If you have a bee venom allergy, a sting inside the throat can trigger anaphylaxis. Your body overreacts to the venom, releasing massive amounts of histamine. Your airways begin to narrow. Your blood pressure drops. Your tongue and throat swell rapidly. In this case, you would need an epinephrine injection within minutes. This is why people with known allergies carry an EpiPen everywhere, even to backyard lemonade parties. And what awaits the bee if it somehow avoids stinging you entirely? Next stop, the stomach. Once the bee reaches your stomach, the environment becomes extraordinarily hostile, but not for you, for the bee. Your stomach contains hydrochloric acid with a pH between 1.5 and 3.5. To put that in perspective, this acid is strong enough to dissolve a thin metal blade over time. The bee, which weighs roughly 1/10 of a gram, does not stand a chance. Within seconds of hitting the stomach acid, the bee stops moving. Its exoskeleton, made of chitin, is remarkably tough for its size, but your stomach acid and digestive enzymes begin breaking it down almost immediately. The proteins in the bee's body are denatured and disassembled into amino acids. The tiny amount of venom in the stinger, if it was never deployed, is neutralized by your stomach acid long before it can cause any harm. Your body treats the bee essentially like a small, crunchy, protein-rich snack. In fact, in many cultures around the world, insects are a regular part of the diet, packed with protein, healthy fats, and minerals. So, nutritionally speaking, your body knows exactly what to do with this unexpected guest. First, the stomach breaks down the soft tissues over the course of 1 to 2 hours. Then, the remaining fragments of chitin and exoskeleton move into the small intestine, where nutrients are absorbed, And finally, whatever your body cannot use passes through the large intestine and exits naturally. The entire journey from throat to exit takes roughly 24 to 48 hours. Now, there is one more scenario we need to address. What if the bee goes down the wrong pipe? If your epiglottis fails to do its job and the bee enters your trachea instead of your esophagus, things get serious quickly. Your body will launch into an intense coughing fit because your lungs want absolutely nothing to do with the bee. In most cases, the coughing is powerful enough to expel the insect back up and out. Your respiratory system is remarkably good at rejecting foreign objects. However, if the bee becomes lodged deeper in the airway, it could partially block airflow. You would experience wheezing, difficulty breathing, and significant distress. This is a medical emergency, and the Heimlich maneuver or professional medical intervention would be necessary. Fortunately, this outcome is extremely rare. Your body has multiple defense systems specifically designed to prevent exactly this situation. So, let us recap your survival guide. If you swallow a bee and it does not sting you, congratulations, you just had an involuntary high-protein snack. Your stomach handles everything. If it stings your throat and you are not allergic, expect pain and swelling that resolves within hours. If you are allergic, seek emergency help immediately. And if it enters your airway, trust your cough reflex. It is more powerful than you think. The human body is an incredible survival machine, capable of handling even the most unexpected intruders. So the next time you are sipping lemonade on a summer day, maybe just check your glass first. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more. And let me know in the comments, what is the strangest thing you have ever accidentally swallowed?